What is up, guys? It's Jason McLaughlin here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I go about finding clients on Facebook. This is one of the main lead generation aspects I used in order to grow my agency from 0 to 6 figures in reoccurring revenue a month. And I mean a year, sorry about that. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys exactly what I do. I'm going to show you the free way to do it and how you can get started for as little as 37 bucks a month in order to automate this whole system and get those leads pumping. All right, so let's dive into it. So I'm going to be showing you how to find clients on Facebook, how you can offer this as a service. There's some niches that are really difficult to run ads to. For weight loss, for instance, weight loss is very difficult to run ads to, and this strategy will work not just necessarily for finding clients, but for any offer or product you're trying to push traffic to. And then I'm going to show you the tool that automates the whole process and makes your life much easier. All right, for this tutorial, you're going to need obviously a Facebook account. Now, I have multiple accounts. When you're doing automation or outreach, you usually want to have more than one account. You can go and find an account to buy that's already warmed up, or you can go out and warm up your own account, right? So this is how I'd go about it. It is very powerful, the techniques I'm going to be showing you today. And yeah, the first technique is relatively basic, but the second technique is going to be a bit more advanced, and it tends to get much better results. So let's dive into it. So before we begin, you obviously need to have an optimized profile. So what do I mean by optimized profile? Right. So optimized profile means if someone was to land on my profile, they know exactly what I'm doing immediately, right? We don't beat around the bush. We want someone to click on our profile. We want them to know exactly what we're doing. So my offer here is Google Ads for contractors. Let's say for this profile, I'd obviously be targeting contractors. And this is what I'm going to be doing, right? So optimized profile, meaning a cover. Usually you'd have a call to action in the cover. It says, click here, grab all my tools, click here, and there would be a link over here that pushes them to an offer. Okay, now I used to do this the manual way, and then I discovered this tool, and it made my life a whole lot easier. But let me first show you the manual way. So first things first, I'm targeting contractors for purpose of this, right? I would go in and I would look for Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a gold mine, literally segmented like aspects of Facebook where people, your ideal customer is just hanging it out, right? So my ideal customer here, let's say, would be a contractor looking to increase their business, scale their business, and generate more leads. I would then go ahead and join all these groups here. Let's say contractors group, contractors and builders, contractors for small business and networking group, etc., etc. I would go into this, right? And then I would go here to people. This is where everyone's hanging out. This is what I want. This is the manual way, as I've explained. I would then go through each of the prospects in here and start looking for someone that would be my ideal customer, right? So let's just for instance, let's take this guy. He's an aircraft technician at Singapore Airlines. Not really what I'm looking for. We keep scrolling, and we would find someone. Let's see if we can find someone in this group. Operations director at Planet Builders. Okay, so he's pretty high up. Let's say for the purpose of this, I would go in, check his profile out, and then let's say friend him and send him a message. Now you can see how much time that would take. Let me find another example here. If I actually here, contractor building Robert Gonzalez. So I'd go in, who is he? View his profile. Okay, he is my target area. Let's say my target area is Texas. All right, cool. And he's an operations director. I'd go in here, add him as a friend, right? And then send him a message saying, hey, I'm just wanting to hear how business is going, how you're generating leads, open the conversation like that, right? Now, this can get a bit spammy, and I'm going to show you another way to go about it where they actually come to you and you can start interacting. Okay, so that would be one of the ways to do it. Another one of the ways to do it would be to go into one of these groups and make a post that would get some sort of interaction. So let's say I'd go into this contractors group, right? And I'd make a post. Let's say, okay, let's make the post. Just ran a marketing campaign for a Texas roofer, and he has excess work he can't fulfill, whatever. Any recommendations on a contractor in the area? Okay, let's say that's the post I make. So I'd make that post, and I'm not going to make the post, and it would start getting a whole bunch of interactions, right? And let's say, for instance, let's take this for instance, if you get all these comments and stuff, and you would reach out, you get a whole bunch of likes or reactions, and you would go and reach out to each of these people individually, hopefully getting them to come to your profile, see what you're offering, and then open up conversations with them and go forward like that. Now you can see how this would get very tedious, having to manage all these different conversations, all these different little posts, who is meeting up and stuff like that. And it's just too much. We want something on autopilot. So what could we do that while we sleep, this process can be done? Right. So this is a tool I've discovered that does it. And it's called Client Prospector, right? And it does this whole thing for you from start to finish. So let's go back to my contractor example. Let's find contractors and builders. I've just joined this group, so for the purposes of that. And I would go to this contractors group. I would type in people, and I would run with it like this. Okay. So you would go over here, you would install this plugin, right? And you'd install it. And then now I'm going to quickly go through the settings you'd use. So once you've installed it, once you've purchased it, it's like $37 a month, totally worth it. You would go in here and you would go to settings, right? And now we're going to be in the process of creating messenger segments. So what do I mean by that? Right. So obviously Facebook, good old Zuckerberg, is going to work out if we just spam the same people with the same type of message, we're going to get our account deleted, etc., etc. So what this tool does is it basically mixes up greetings, mixes up a middle part of a message and a third part of a message, usually taking people a call to action. So what do I mean by that? So as you can see here, hey, first name, and then the second aspect of that would be hi. See what's up, and you can actually insert the person's first name, right? Then the second part of the meeting, I saw you join my Google Ads group, my Google Help Ads group a while back. That would be another second part of the message, right? And I noticed you joined my Google Ads Help group, and I would basically start mixing up the conversation, okay? Then the third aspect of the message, this is just a script I came up with, guys. Obviously, for your niche, you'd come up with one, and I'll show you how to do that. So for the third aspect, I'd ask them, what area of Google Ads are you struggling with or curious about? I have a few resources I put together that may be able to assist. They're free, right? I'm trying to get people to take action to join my group or to grab my free resource. All right. So we have three different variants of messages. Now, you'd also go and you would connect, you would name these message groups. So once you've got these message groups together, you create them to create this. So this would be, hey, so this would be the first message that gets sent out in the form, right? Hey, I noticed you're part of my Google Ads group. What areas of Google Ads are you struggling about? Now, there's a few other variations on that based on what you put in. So let's quickly do it. So my first one would be, let's say I always label it first one, right? And that would be hi or hey you, hey first name. And it gives you the ability to actually put the person's first name in. Now, when you're prospecting and you use someone's first name, most people don't realize that it is a bot, or people think that it's actually a human they're speaking to. So that's a big like plus there, right? Okay, so once you've set up your messaging system there, you would go on into the group. Now we in our group, and my group's more for, let's say, my Google Ads group, but I'm going to run it. Let's say I'm actually going to go run it on my Google Ads group so I can actually run it and show you guys how this would work. Groups, Google Ads, Google Ads group. So here's my group, join. I haven't even joined my own group on this profile. All right, let's go to a group we already in. I'll just run it. I have to explain to them why it's Google Ads, why we're talking about Google Ads. All right, so we're in our contractors group. Let's go back to our contractors group. And we would go to people, as I said. And now we have our message segment set up, which by now you've probably hopefully set up. And now you'll see these options. It says lookup interval. You usually want to have this at 3 to 5 minutes. So this is the amount of time the tool is going to take going from person to person doing this action. Now with automations and that, you obviously do not want to be doing it too quickly, else you're going to be caught with your pants down and your account's going to get blocked. It's happened to me before, right? You can choose between limited or infinite requests. I usually put it on infinite and I make this very slow. But let's say for the purpose of this, I'll make it 100 requests. And then you also have the option to resume from the last search. Now, what's also cool about this tool is that, as you saw in the beginning, how I went through everyone's like profile looking for a certain keyword like managing director, owner, founder, CEO, whatever. This tool actually allows you to do it in the tool, and it'll scan the person's profile looking for your ideal customer, right? And it even gives you negative keywords. Let's say you aren't targeting people from, let's say, South Africa. I live in South Africa. You don't want to work with people in South Africa, let's say, for the purposes of this video. You can actually put the word South Africa in here, and it will not message or friend anyone that is from South Africa, right? Okay. So let's go here. I'm targeting owner, CEO, founder. Yeah, let's leave it like that. And you can actually save these sets as well. I think I actually might have a save set somewhere. No, I don't. Negative keywords. I'm not targeting anyone from South Africa, let's say. Sorry, South Africa. And then your message groups, you would select your message groups and you would go with it. Now, the new version, I need to double check if you guys buy it now, you can actually target by country, but I just generally put the negative keywords in country over there. And you would go ahead and press run. We're having a runtime error. It's always Murphy's Law when I'm doing a, and we will click run. Now, as you can see, this is now going through everyone here, and it is finding people who are fall into this category. So it's found someone now. It's busy adding them and friending them, and it'll take about 3 minutes for this to happen. So as you can see, this thing is pretty effective. I mean, it'll go through groups, scan them, find exactly who you're looking for, and open those conversations up with them. I usually use this, leave this running while I'm sleeping, and I wake up to about 5-10 leads that are, hey, how are you? Yes, I want your free resource. Yes, I'd like to join your group. Yes, I've actually been struggling with this particular thing, and aspects like that. But another cool thing this tool actually does, let me just shut it down here. Another cool thing this tool actually does, so it'll go in and message the person and add them as a friend, is it allows you to do this on posts, even if the posts aren't necessarily yours. So for instance, let's say I've gone and I've used this tool to friend a whole bunch of my ideal customers, and now I've got them in my funnel where I am talking about Google Ads for contractors, lead generation for contractors, etc., right? Or let's say a difficult niche to go after is weight loss, right? Weight loss, you can't really run ads for. This would work perfectly for a niche like that. You would go into all the weight loss groups, friend all the people, put out a bit of content about weight loss, optimize your profile, push them to a product, right? Now, what I really like about this tool is that it gives you the ability, right, to add other people to from someone else's post. So, as I may have said earlier before, you'll go in here and say, hey, I just ran a marketing campaign for a Texas company or roofing company, in Texas, and we have excess leads. You would go over here to the posts, click on these three dots here, and click this pop up now that is popping up where it says send a request to people who reacted or commented. And the bot will go through everyone that has liked or commented on this and send them a message and reach out. Now, this, if you have done Facebook prospecting manually before, you'll understand how much time this thing can save you. And I mean, it's only $37 a month. And it's honestly, if your time is worth more than $37 an hour, which is just above minimum wage, right? You would have covered this in the first hour of letting it run. As I said, I usually let this thing run while I'm sleeping. I wake up to a whole bunch of conversations that are opened up, and I take it from there. Start finding out what these people's pain points are. I use it to drive traffic towards my groups and aspects like that. But guys, I just wanted to share that with you. There's a link down below if you're interested in the tool. Grab it. It's totally worth it. As I said, I've grown my agency massively with it, and I've opened up a lot of deals using it while I've been sleeping, actually. I'm Jason McLaughlin. If there's anything else you'd like to see, let me know. Drop a like on this video, comment. I'm happy to answer any questions. I will see you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.